Good morning and welcome to Redtail Technologies, cold feet and what to do with when clients cancel too often, and what do we do within the CRM to allow us to track off of that information. My name is Jonathan Maddock. I'm a subject matter expert here at Redtail, and today we're just going to be kind of talking about what should we do and what should our process look like when a client is consistently canceling their appointment. So really the biggest thing that we're going to want to take a look at is we're going to establish a good foundation based off of how we're going to track those different activities that we have. So we can go ahead and start by doing that by moving up to the top right hand corner, clicking our name, going into manage your account. And then we can jump down. If we have access to the admins only tab, we can go into manage database lists. Now, from here, we can scroll down under activities and notes, and we're going to be looking at the activity types and categories because this is really what's going to allow us to determine what type of activity is it that we're going to be attending, and what is it going to focus on? What's the category of it? So if we go ahead and click into these, we'll go ahead and see that the types are going to be the actual type of appointment or the type of phone call. So if we're going to have, the activity type is going to be the appointment, or the maybe it's a phone call, or maybe it's a personal day. Whatever it is, we're going to use the activity type to indicate to us as what we're going to be doing. Whereas if we go ahead and click into category, we're going to be talking about maybe the subject of our appointment or the subject of our phone call to give us some indication that, hey, this was a meeting about business and it was an insurance business meeting. So we can use that as a category. There's a number of different categories. I just recommend you finding the ones that best describe your business. And that's going to allow us to really, again, create segmentation within our activities and our notes, to find out, and to track what we're doing on a monthly or a yearly basis. So once we establish those, we can then go ahead and click into an activity and we can go ahead and do something with that. So again, today's topic is going to be, what happens when somebody cancels. So we're here on the Today page. You'll see that I have a couple appointments today, and I have an investment planning meeting with Elaine Bennis at 11:30. If Elaine goes ahead and calls me right now and she says, hey, you know what? I'm not able to make the meeting. I need to cancel. Great. So then what should we do? Let's go ahead and jump into the activity. We can do a couple of things. You may want to just delete it. You want to complete the activity and get out of it, and then maybe you go ahead and call her at a later date and reschedule. But what we would recommend you do is that we want to keep all of this. Everything is all about history, right? We're always wanting to be able to capture all of that information and use it at a later date. So here's our activity. Elaine's called in. She says she needs to cancel. So the first couple things that I can do are I can add a note to the activity and say, Elaine needs to cancel. And wants to reschedule at a later date. So we can go ahead and we can select a category for this. In this case, I'll just go ahead and put canceled as the category for the note category, and I'm going to go ahead and add that note. So now we have a running dialogue within the activity that, hey, she needs to go ahead and cancel this. But then also, since we were talking about the activity types and the categories, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to leave the type as an appointment, but I'm going to go down here and I'm going to go ahead and select it as canceled. So then what I can go ahead and do is at a later time, I can go ahead and track who's canceling appointments or how many canceled appointments did I have in this quarter. And then we can go ahead and save this. We're going to save the meeting as canceled. We have our note here as to why it was canceled. We're going to go ahead and save the activity. And then we can go ahead, and if we need to, we can click back into the activity. We can also complete the activity and then schedule something at a later date. But what's it's going to do is it's going to leave us with a category of canceled. So then from there, how we're going to really go ahead and track on that, or as to why we want to track on that, is because we want to see who's who's going to be the one, who are our common offenders? Who's doing this all the time? If we have a same client who's consistently canceling with us or canceling on us, then we may want to go ahead and maybe reach out to them and say, hey, listen, we've canceled 3 or 4 times now. What's the deal? Are you not wanting to move forward? Or maybe it's something internal. Maybe there's something that's preventing us. Maybe our scheduling, our process is incorrect. So we can go ahead and we can run some reports. So if we go over here in the report section, we can go ahead and look at the activity report. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the activities report. We're going to do activities by contact. And this is really where we're going to get most of that value out of using those statuses, those activity types and activity categories, because then we can go ahead and search on them. And this goes, from a wide variety of different tasks. So this could be, not just canceled appointments, but, let's see where my money movement appointments are, through this quarter. And we can do that by clicking into the report section, going activities by contact, and then we're going to go up to the right-hand side, we're going to hit filter. And this is going to allow us to filter a number of different options here. So we can select this, the date range. So in this case, let's go ahead and jump to the very beginning of the year, and we'll go to current. So so far in the roughly 5 months that we've been doing business this year, how many have canceled? And we can go ahead and adjust that by saying open and completed, because I want to see, whether they're still open and they're canceled, or if we forgot to complete them. We want to go ahead and bring up all of those. And we can go ahead, again, the type can be appointments. So if we're looking only for specific, activity types, we can go ahead and just see appointments. Or if we wanted to see just all of them, we can go ahead and leave all types selected. And then under category, we're going to scroll down to the canceled section, because we want to go ahead and see, who's canceling and how often are they doing it. So if we go ahead and apply this filter, what you'll see is we have a date range of January 2nd, which was the first business day of the year, until currently, and this is going to show us all of the categories that were canceled. So then we can kind of take a look and say, okay, well, Elaine Bennis now has canceled 1, 2, 3. She's canceled 3 times so far. Oh, a 4th right here. She canceled today. So now we may want to reach out to her and say, hey, Lane, we've trying to get this meeting going on and you continue to cancel. Is there something that we're doing wrong? Are you getting cold feet? Is it something that we need to maybe readdress? Or if it's that's just the way that she works, maybe we want to go ahead and reach out to her with some additional follow-up before that meeting. So maybe we go ahead and send her an email the night before or the day before, maybe a couple hours before. Hey, just want to confirm that our meeting is still going on. Give us a little extra layer to make sure that she's not, wasting our time and we're not wasting their time. So you'll see that we have a number of different clients here, but then we can also see based off of user. So this is going to be the user side of things. So you'll see that Tucker McLaughlin has, wow, he's got a lot of his appointments are canceling. So maybe it's not so much as our clients that are doing something wrong, but maybe it's our internal process. So then we can go ahead and take a look at this data and say, okay, well, Tucker, you seem to be the one that's scheduling all the appointments, but they continue to get canceled. Why is that? And then if they're using good notes and, notating why they are being canceled, then we can go ahead and take a look at if it's an internal process or if it's just a coincidence. And then we can go ahead and do that. And that's what's going to give us some good value there. So another thing, so Elaine Bennis is now, she's an offender. She's been canceling 2, 3, 4 times now. A couple solutions that we can do, like I had already mentioned, was go ahead and reach out to them and add some additional confirmations. But then another thing that we can go ahead and do is maybe add a keyword. So again, we can go ahead and add new keywords by going up to the top right hand corner. We're going to go into manage your account. We're going to go into, again, under our admins only field, we're going to go into manage database lists where we were earlier, and we're going to go ahead and click keywords. And this is going to be under the contact section. And so there's plenty of other information about keywords, but really what I want to focus on here is let's go ahead and create a keyword that indicates to us that this client, cancels often, or they are always late, or something that indicates to us that we should probably be cautious of them canceling. So as you'll see here, is we have a keyword here is cancels often. So then what I can do is after 3 or 4 times, all right, this client is canceling, but they still seem to be interested, and we're gonna just maybe give them the benefit of the doubt. We're gonna just put that add that keyword to them and hope that we can still get their business. So we'll go ahead and jump back into Elaine Bennis's account. And from here, we can just scroll all the way down. Once we're in the contact record, we'll go to keywords, and we'll go ahead and just add that keyword that we had. And you see that we have the cancels often, and we'll go ahead and add that to our keywords, so that anytime we go ahead and realize that, hey, this client is maybe they've already been our client for a while, but they do seem to cancel on a regular basis, we can then go ahead and give us that indicator there. And then also, if we really wanted to, if this is something that they're a high profile client, but they are very busy and they do cancel often, maybe it's something that we want to put in important information. So we can go ahead again to the very bottom, we'll click this important information tab right here, and we'll go ahead and click edit. And we can go ahead and just really put in, Elaine has a problem with attending meetings that are scheduled. Use additional follow-up to confirm meetings. And then this way, we can go ahead and update that information. We have some important information here. What you'll also see is once we go ahead and refresh this page, if we're still in the contact record, you'll see that this now highlights red. So when we're in a contact record and we say, oh, this is flashing, what do we need to know about it? So we'll go ahead and click it, and Elaine has a problem with attending meetings that are scheduled. Use additional follow-up when confirming meetings. Perfect, that's good to know. So now when I go ahead and schedule a meeting with her, I know that I need to maybe kind of hold her hand a little bit more to make sure that she is going to go ahead and attend those meetings and that we're not wasting anybody's time. So pretty much that is going to be what is going to help us go ahead and track what we do when we go ahead and have a canceled appointment. Again, we're going to go into the activity section. We're going to go ahead and we can go ahead and click into a past activity. Again, we're going to go ahead and change the category to canceled, because there's no sense in deleting this activity, because we want to again capture the history that she did cancel. If we just delete it and we create a new one, or if we just reschedule right within this meeting, there's no real way for us to give any indication that, hey, there was a canceled meeting. So again, adjust the category, save and complete it, and then go ahead and create a new activity with the rescheduled time. And then also we can go into reports. We can go into contact reports. We can go into, activity reports, activities by contact, and we can go ahead and manipulate any bit of our activities data with this filter option, and we can go ahead and adjust it there. If there's any other questions as far as, you could always reach out to us at 1-800-206-5030, or you can shoot us an email at support@redtailtechnology.com.